light consciousness is all about eliminating anything that caused dense consciousness, and that is almost just everything. It is a choice that we can make, a choice to step out of the density, the atrocity, to step out of the enslavement. And it is reason why the first golden age opens up and will create unifying fields where we will all gather as equals. Many people these days really want to move into perfect health and strength and knowledge, and are willing to know about their origin, because we all feel there is something going on, and that is simply acknowledging that source has returned into the crystalline grid structures that have been repaired and are closing over us once the dense forces and sources such as the hybrids taking over the brains, the environmental problematic static, and anything that has been enforced upon people to make them slaves to the system and as wholly being alive. So these crystalline light grid structures bring back life to everything and new life forms, such as through the elements, the power of the word. Think about the word morph, morphing and bringing organisms together, bringing words together, and understanding your original essence comes down to understanding the value, your consciousness, the information, the data, the science of the universe, and thus the science of your individual bodies. So oftentimes people fear the invisible, yet deep down in the core of their essence, that beats from the origin of consciousness or pure spirit thoughts, mentality, psychology, and life streams, it is known that some greater source and forces sustain all living life, which is pure light in manifest form, in your organism. So restructuring your body into that consciousness would take some practice, some knowledge, some alignments these days, but the rewards of living a life worth to live with integrity and with your source can hardly be put into words, as we have all forgotten almost everything that brought us into creation in the first place. So peace and equality and balance and harmony are not just words. They are consciousness that moves you towards knowledge of how to reconstruct that new life on earth, and how to move through and with everything that spirals along your upgrades, your ascension into light consciousness. So the association with the element kingdoms and the animal kingdom will assist your shift in consciousness and can do a lot of work when repatterning or rewiring your brain, your eye brains into their origin. And yes, this is quite a large ley line on the timeline of many, many encounters in your brain's communication system. So creative consciousness opens up unique capabilities, for it is aligned to the core of the creator's self frames that flow in the way you created your links, which shapes the universe continually being created and recreated. So the universes emanate from consciousness within light forces and many sources, And what you receive regarding to information depends largely on your seed of creation on the divine timeline and connecting to that. So the more your consciousness is expanded or purified and aligned, the more complex the spaces you align with will reveal more complex data or information. Therefore, imagine the universe as an infinite cosmic Wi-Fi station with many, many Wi-Fi stations where information and creative programs and thus possibilities for expression as the creator self that you are only limited by the degree of light that you hold in an infinite number of universes. So that is incredible. Think about the origin of consciousness. Think about thought forms that created your life every day. So there is logic in that. I just love the word logic. I really love that. Because the Earth's logic, as known to the most mundane, has been inverted into dual consciousness that holds no truth. And so in digging into the term light, as we know, is pure consciousness that holds many levels of radiation depending on how certain frequencies can be allowed in the degree of light consciousness that you hold at a certain level in time. So these light emanations are being downloaded from many etheric realms into the physical, and where it is being synthesized while unifying elemental forms with your elemental form. So when working with many divine worlds, it is the matter waves and time waves that form necessary planes of intersecting visible and invisible spectrums. And so to create the origin of all that you are as a starseed, and aligning to modern day technology, we go to multiple light purifications and continual reformatting or reformations, restorations of our divine seed of light. And so the lower worlds, as we have known them on Earth for far too long, will then fall apart or fall away, as they are imperfect creations that disturb any divine order in the universe and thus in the human body. So because distortion, imagine distortion on a radio station, that is also happening in your body. It creates frequencies that the purity or the origin of your body cannot match, because they create disease and low mentality. And so when the choice has been made to not struggle any longer within the workload it takes to keep yourself alive, and choose to live as in living light possibilities to create your light body, are endless, yet are being beholden to some basic foundational equipment, but modern day, and that is universal for all divine will beings, because all is a matter of resurrecting self out of the fall that integrated free will living standards. So recreating the original self comes with a continuous pulse of living light and its consciousness that eliminates the mind and restores the origin of your spiritual brain and spiritual body, or your eye brains. I love the term eye brains. Think of your iPods and the integration of new apps and applying these apps on an everyday level, So the more the mind or ego stuff goes, the more the brain is being rewired to its origin. So the more, the deeper the body changes you will witness, and especially the way you think. As you think or have a look, an observation at mass consciousness, it is incredible how people these days stopped thinking. And so it's also interesting to witness how the magic is pulling through these days when loading a light body and upgrading self out of the densities and radiating light frequencies in your surroundings. People think you are magic because they feel something is there that I don't know. And I know it's something really, really good, and they find it all interesting when you start to talk, because it purifies the energy fields around you. And so density gets returned to sender, of course. So when going through these purification processes, you also lift self as well from one dimension into the next, and learn from all these dimensions and from that consciousness, that knowledge, and so much more. So shifts in the brain really happen when there are huge energy generators, universally speaking, at work to restore the origin of orders, and the human being is being given at that time many opportunities to tune into that, to align, to reshape yourself into new values, because we are constantly being re-evaluated by self in a way that low animalistic thinking leaves the body, and so you reach out for energies or frequencies that match a new degree in your consciousness. And that is how your environment changes. That is how your friendships change. That is how you change from one job into the other. And of course, the way you conduct your life, because new things will always pop in. So let's say spirit is big fun. Soul is extremely degrading and isn't even worth talking about anymore. So in the beginning, all you need is to really trust the so-termed non-physical or invisible until you create the possibilities. Allow the technologies and do the work that makes it all visible for you.